Today is episode 241 of Look What Just Found. And these penny rolls, I've never seen these before. I'm 100% positive many of you out there have, including some of my members. There is somebody, well, I see, it's crazy. I already see a wheat cent. There is somebody from the area, as per the bank tellers, that keeps on bringing in these rolls of copper pennies, and I just happen to be the guy on the spot. Now, with that said, whoever's bringing these, I would love to thank them in person, because I love to know the story. I'd like to thank them, and I'd love to know the story behind. These are all copper. You see this one here? I can't see it through the phone, the date on it, but I'm telling you, I know that this is a copper penny, and I know all of these are copper. I'm pretty sure. I'm like 99% sure. Maybe one is zinc, but I haven't found. There was one roll that had a couple zincs in it. Besides that, all of these rolls are from the same person. I can smell the basement on them still a little bit. This is from the bag that I just got back, not from the original bag from like a month ago or something like that. Anyway, without further ado, I know I talk a lot. I'm going to put the, let me tell you, man, I'm going to put the ones that need research to the side, okay? So either I'll make a special video out of it, or I don't think I'll be able to do it at the end. Something tells me. So I'm going to go in a little deeper. Just see, these pennies are in such great shape that if there's an error on them, they're more valuable. See, that's how it, generally speaking, that's how it works. I'm going to look at the little 6 there. See if there's something on the 6. No, that's dirt. That's dirt. Or a dark mark or what have you. Look at this. Look at this, man. I'm not even going to put this into this. I'm not even putting this into my MS roll. This is going into a flip. So we'll look at it again, and I'll do a short on it because it's just unbelievable. So I love to know the story. My opinion is most of these were 1982. So either someone collected copper pennies, which is kind of the direction I'm leaning in, is the collecting copper pennies. Or they stopped they stopped putting pennies in the jar in 1982, because I think I found a couple 1982s. Most of them are older. So honestly, now if I really think about it, since most of them are the 70s and the 60s, I'm thinking maybe they just added some pennies in to their copper, to their other their collection or what have you. All right. Well, here's our first error. It's misaligned die. It's also a so it's a collar error basically. Very rarely. Let me tell you, hardly. I got to be honest with you. I don't think I've ever seen the copper. So that's the reverse. Oh, so it's off centered. Okay, it's off centered. And I think this is one of the only times I've ever seen the copper being pushed towards the reverse. Okay, so that's interesting. Look at this, man. I mean, even at 50 cents a penny, which I think these are more than 50 cents, I'm going to say a penny in this condition is at least $1. And the older it is, like, so the 73, the other one, that might be $2. And if there's any errors, this could very well be a $50 penny roll. Here's another one. Also a 74. What was the other one we were just looking at? 75. Misaligned on the obverse and not on the reverse. See how flat it is? How flat the rim is? Yeah, that the collar's getting deteriorated, and so it's pushing down on the rim. You can see it there too. See how flat? See how flat the rim is? That's a collar error. It doesn't make it work for any. I mean, in this condition, maybe. I'm gonna keep those misaligned die collar errors together. See how round? That's how the rim is supposed to look. Nice and plump. That's a perfect rim. This is crazy, man. Well, not really. In the reverse, it has a little bit of the splitting there. Not a big deal. Yeah, this is like an MS 62, 63. Definitely MS condition penny. Now, for whatever reason, and I'm not trying to jinx it or anything, but we're moving right along today. Oh, wow. It's another 80. I think that was the first one, right? It was a beautiful 1980. Yeah, pennies like this, I'm probably going to put in a flip, especially if I don't see too many or very few black marks, dark spots. And I told you before, I think I see a wheat cent. That's one thing that I have not found yet in any of these rolls. I have not found a wheat cent in any of these rolls. The past few days, I've been doing other rolls, which I did. One of them, I found 4 wheat cents in. Right? If you watched, I think it was episode 39 and 40 or 40. Anyway, the recent ones. Huh. That looks good. I like that R. I mean, it could be. I mean, it could be deteriorated dye, but we might have to look at that one on copper coins afterwards. What a great R that is. See, now I'll look at the other stuff now that I saw that. Oh, yeah. The trust has a nice southern spread, as Copper Coin likes to say. A nice southern spread. Look at that T and the R. That's nice. All right, so we have a research one. We have one for research. Huh. Oh, boy. Usually on the 4s and the 64, I believe most of them are the crosslets. But since this one has a notch in the front, we might have to check out to see if that's a variety. Let me look at the reverse, make sure there's nothing going on back there. No. Very brown looking penny, that's for sure. There's a little notch in the 4. I'll put it there also, but I doubt it. Usually, what I remember is the crosslets. Is this copper? Told you, man. 82. That's what I was saying. And let me tell you, a misaligned die on a beautiful 82 like this. I mean, if you collect 82s, you know, I'm looking at this. This got to be from someone's collection, man. Whenever I see those marks like that, it reminds me of when I of polishing. It reminds me of a polished coin. You get all those little lines in it like that. So someone polished. I don't get it. If you know, I mean, that could also be a. I don't know if that's a die error. Another 82. What's? Oh, and look at that B. Nah, that's got to be post mint damage. Let me look at that. I don't know. The reverse has corrosion on it. Actually, the reverse has rust on it, which is super weird, right? Because copper doesn't rust. I don't know. I'm gonna keep them together. That's really odd. I know that there's a. I'm gonna weigh this one. I should weigh all the 82s, as a matter of fact, just for the heck of it. I want to weigh this one. 308. All right. 3.1 right on the nose. Let's weigh those 82s. 314, 313, 301, whatever. That's the other one. 308. Okay, just checking. Would have been nice if some of them were out of tolerance, but no such luck. What's that? Let me look at that. Looks like corrosion. Again, very odd. Almost like acid or something, but in such a small area. I mean, you're talking about, it's super duper tiny, right? All right. I'll put that with the AUs because it has the little black mark. Wow. Let me see about this. Now, there's a difference between what I'm doing and, you know, this is not going to, should not damage a coin, right? When I talk about polishing, we're talking about, you know, going pretty heavy on it. I just want to see if I can remove some of that dirt on it. What a beauty, man. That's a stunner. Bronze. I'll put that with the AUs. Excuse me, with the MS coins. 68. Leading into the rim. Probably has some type of collar error or deteriorated collar. This person must have got like a roll of 75, must have got rolls of pennies or something back in the 70s, man. Yeah, so I'm always going to check out from now on the cross lid on the 4. I'm going to look at that under the M over here in America. Make sure that's not a strike through. I think it's dirt, but I can't tell. There's some marks on the 4 on the right end of the cross lid. And the W has a notch. And the reverse, That looks like dirt, not a strike through. Yeah. There's a little something. It's easy to see on the right side of the 4, maybe even the front of the 4 too. All right, I'll keep that with the other ones to research later. We might. So I mean, really, the real surprise is that we're getting through this roll on time. Maybe I'm adjusting my pace because I know what to expect. Look at this, man. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm putting this into a flip. 65. I'll look at that 5. Yeah, it's an interesting 5. And there's a notch in the 6. Ah, oh well. Oh, it's the Liberty. Oh wow, the Liberty's the winner. Look at the B in Liberty. Super cool. I didn't even notice it. You can see it better there. All right, that's another one we'll check later. See, at least I think this is the best way to do it. I don't break up the continuity. I'm dying to get to the end of this roll to see if there was a wheat cent. I have not found one single wheat cent in in any of these rolls. And for some reason, when I squinted, I thought I saw like a 50 something down there. Wow. Huh. Yeah, right. That's got to be dirt. And then it's got the impression on the dirt. Yeah, it has to be, man. Has to be. If that's copper. Yeah, let me put some, maybe I'll just put a little water on it. I have the alcohol here. I'll just let it soak in there for a minute. We'll come back to that one. Maybe at the end, if I remember. I had such a nice breakfast today. Um, and the only time I could really eat it is in the summertime. It reminds me of going on vacation when you have like fruit with eggs. Wow, man. Wow. So I think I make some pretty good scrambled eggs. So I made scrambled eggs, and then I had I don't know if they're Amish or if they're I think they're no, they can't be Amish. They're Mennonites, because I believe Mennonites are the ones who are allowed to use the car for work purposes or something like that. So I'm pretty sure they're Mennonites. Huh. You know what's interesting? It looks like a mask. It's corrosion, but it's in a corrosion, and what an odd place for corrosion to be. It looks like a mask, even with the little line going to the ear. But that's an interesting one to talk about. So if we get to the end of this and there's no coppers, then obviously I was seeing things. All right, let me look at that 4. You got to look at the 4s a little closer. Because there could also be inside the 4, there can be a doubling inside the, you know, the triangle. No die clashes or anything. That I'm a little surprised about. No strike throughs, nothing. But I'll be honest with you, the condition of some of these pennies, I'll take it, man. Has a little bit of a dark spot there. Oh, this one has a die clash. You see it? I see it. I'll get the little stick. Where's my little stick? My stick. Let me zoom in a bit. So, you see the line right there? Right? And then also over here. So let's turn it around, upside down, and that's the head. That's the Lincoln head. So it has a die clash. It's funny I just said that. The other one's still soaking in that. Oh, yeah, I think it's starting to come out. Do you remember? Do you remember? What is that? Michael Jackson, right? Dun, 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 dun. I don't know. I was never good at that. Remembering songs and singing them. Wow, that reverse is like super golden. It's so, if it didn't have those, see now this, I wonder if this was a weird reverse. Look at that reverse. I wonder if this was a weird reverse, man. I can't call it proof like, but let me tell you, that's a weird reverse, man. I'm going to put that down there too. See if I remember it. Yep, this one has a strike through also. Excuse me, a die clash. I was looking over here and I'm like, oh, that it looks shinier around here. Then I looked up and I could see the little line going. You see the line? How it, and it meets up with this. Let's turn it around. Now you can see how it's shinier. And then you can see the line. It's very weak. I'm not going to keep it as a die clash. The other one was stronger. $71. All right. Well, we got a bunch of pennies to do. Here goes another misaligned die. It's in such nice condition. I'll put it with the other two. So I'm probably just going to do a different. a different episode where I do the research on it, because each one could take 5 minutes, you know. So far we have four, and we're not even done with this roll yet. So um, I really don't like making uh, videos longer than a half hour. They, you know, and the members get to see them instantly anyway. So really, for the I mean, there's no other way of putting it, but for the people who are paying, they get to see it. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like, you know, I mean, right now we're at 25 minutes. If you're a subscriber and you're still here at 25 minutes, let me know in the comments below. Say, hey, Jess, I'm still here. You know, because the YouTube algorithm, look at that E. I'm gonna look at that under the loop. The YouTube algorithm tells me most people check out after like 10, 15 minutes. Yeah, I'm not crazy about that E. I mean, it could be like a filled in mint smush, but I'm not crazy about it. I put it into the AUs. So I guess I didn't see the wheat cent, which tells me since all the pennies so far have been from like basically, I think we found 159 once. Oh, that could be a feeder finger. I have to check. Let me see. It looks very light though. It's not light. Yeah, straight scratches that go straight through the head. I wonder if that's a feeder finger. Now, what happens is there's a place to look for feeder fingers, and they tell you the exact year and the exact mark. And I found one before, so I'm going to put that down there. And I was really shocked to see. I was really shocked to see. I saw the little mark there, and I did the research on it in a previous video. I think if you put feeder into my search bar for the channel, you'll all the feeder finger. Let me look at the 4 and let me look at the W. Or the feeder finger. Oh, that W is super duper, man. And the IN has a spread going north. That's what you want to see, man. The spread going south, like in the we. I mean, first of all, that could be a doubling. On the W, that could be a double die. That's number one. Oh, and the 4 looks. The only thing I don't like about the 4 is that little mark is next to it, which looks like something. Could be a collar error. Oh, but I have to wipe the 4 a little bit because it looks like it has the little thing on the bottom of the crosslet. So hey, let's look at it together. Oh no, I have to look at it under the loop. I can't see it through the camera. No, it does not have the mark on the inside of the crosslet. It just has that crazy. It does have the notch on the outside left, and then the missing crosslet it has the missing crosslet on the right. Yeah, but the IN is spread to the north. That I know I've seen that in previous on copper coins. Usually it's spread to the south, and that one's not the same. See, the we is either spread to the south or that's a good double die. I'm not sure. So we got the W, the IN spread to the north with notches, and then we got the crosslet is missing on the 4. And oh, I just noticed that to the left. Yeah, that's the notch I think I was talking about. So we have 5 now to research on copper coins. We're not done yet. Oh, so like I was saying, I just don't think the I think the guy must have put the, whoever, put the wheat cents someplace else, because I just don't find any. Unless we find one. There's got to be one mixed in here sooner or later. See how flat the rim is? It's not the whole rim. I like it when it's the whole rim. Yeah, it's a color error. Let me look at that B in Liberty. I'm going to say no to that. It has a bunch of notches, but it is nice condition. 71. How fat and round the rim is on the right. On the what is that? Southeast. No, I guess I didn't see a wheat cent. But I will show the penny that I put to clean. It's been soaking for a while. Wow. Talk about a beauty, huh? Look at the I don't know what you want to call that. Kind of made an impression on the reverse. It's not totally flat. Ah, 59. I knew I saw a 5. I thought so it's not. You see what I'm saying? This was somebody collected copper pennies, and they must have kept their wheat cent someplace else. So maybe whatever happened to the person, somebody took their non-wheat cents out, but let's bring them to the bank for a few bucks, and then kept, maybe try to sell the wheat cents on eBay or something for a few dollars. Collar error. I'll look at the 4 under the loop real quick, and then we'll get to that penny that's been soaking this whole time. So this 4 looks like it might also have a little inside the triangle. You can see it there, maybe. So we'll have to look at this later. It's another one. It looks like it might have. That's what you have to check for. See if it has the little line on the inside plus the crosslet. And then there's a little notch on the 7. Yeah, it's got it. It's got the notch on the 7. All right, so that's 6 pennies we have to look at later. That's the problem with all of that. All right, so the alcohol dried up, of course. All right. Let's see if that comes out or not. It was soaking in there. I mean, it must have just dried up, because I had to. So what we want to do is we want to make sure there was a gook on the back. We want to make sure that that's not like a planchet. Not planchet. There's no planchet on copper pennies, but want to make sure it's not a. Yeah, you see, it's coming off with the alcohol. It was all the way over here. Want to make sure it's not a. Yeah, planchet. I'm sorry. I meant there's no clad. Of course, there's a planchet. Yeah, so that's just gook. And inside the gook, it has the impression of other pennies. And that made it look like a strike through or a die clash. But it's not. And you can see the bottom from the. So if you soak it in alcohol too long, well, I don't know about that. Maybe after a little while, it'll that's what I read that somewhere, that after a while, certain cleanings, it oxidizes again, certain ones. Other ones, of course, it just destroys the penny. Um, yeah, this one deserves it. See, it doesn't make any sense because once I clean it, you see, it's giving it two different colors. So, I mean, it's not worth anything anyway because of the dirt. So you really have to clean it. Maybe alcohol is not the best thing if you really want to preserve it. Believe it or not, what I like using is the mineral spirits. I've done that with pennies before, and maybe take a Q-tip and take that off. You know what I mean? Instead of a polishing cloth. Polishing cloth will leave some abrasion if you polish it hard enough. Little lines. But I'm not cleaning it. I'll just put this with I'll put it with the AHhhs. I'll just be lazy about it. Okay, so that's it. That's the end of the video. Oh man, I tell you. 36 minutes. All right, I'm cool with that. Hopefully you are too. What episode is this? Now we're at the end. I could play around a little bit. You know, either you're chilling with me or you checked out a long time ago. This is episode 241. Yeah, we're getting up there, man. We're getting up there. The 365 is going to be a big one. All right, let me say hello to everybody. Anybody who stood, if you stood here, let's get Jesus in here. If you stood here for the whole 36 minutes, I want to say thank you. Yeah, these are special rolls. They're not too bad anymore. I guess the person, when I first got them, I don't. But you have to look at the the playlist or the playlist and see when when I first got these. I don't remember anymore. It could be 3 weeks or it could be a month and a half, something like that. And yeah, I think it's been like a month when I went to get these, and the person brought back more, and there's a cherry picker also at my bank. Oh my god, man! But they don't. It's kind of weird because I have his rolls here. He puts little check marks. Because now the question is, would he put, because his rolls with the check, right, the cherry picker, have copper in it. No, like if he's only looking for, you think I wonder if he would take any of these pennies. He has to. I don't think I've ever seen any mint state pennies like these in his, maybe one or two. Anyway, I'm just thinking out loud right now. But if you stood here, thank you. God bless. I'll see you in episode. Well, I'll see you in the research videos. There's 6 pennies there. I don't know. That's gonna have to be it's gonna take a half hour. I guarantee you, at least. And that's with having it up and just doing those 6 pennies. It's gonna take a half hour to research those 6 pennies. I'm gonna have to do the shorts. It's a whole big thing. But you know, it's the economy is horrible, man. So business is super duper slow. So thank God I have this hobby to keep me busy. I'm very happy about it. Okay. And thank you to all of our members. Of course, we have our newest member, Tina. I want to say Tina. That'll be all right. So I'm gonna try. All right, Tina. I'm gonna try to go in order. Tina, Ter, Donald. There's 7. Sheila, who was our second to the channel, I believe. To the to membership. Sandra, Otis, and Eric. keeneEyeCollectables. Give him a subscription. His YouTube channel is below. Okay, I remember. So Tina, right? Let's make sure. I have to go to the dashboard. Yeah, Tina. I remember. Still working. I'll see you in the next one.